While someone defending themselves has a moral responsibility to do what they possibly can before eliminating the threat, an ordered society must also defend those who, for the sake of their own life, for the sake of the lives of others, must act in a split second to use necessary force to stop their attackers. My father had 3 brothers and 3 sisters. One of his brothers was a fireman, and one of his brothers was a policeman. In 1967, riots broke out in Detroit, and my Uncle Jack was sent in to fight the fires. On the first night, my uncle and his fire engine crew were shot at by the rioters. The next night, my Uncle Phil was sent in with the truck, riding with a shotgun to defend the firemen. They were given orders to shoot to kill anyone who threatened them with a gun, knife, or a firebomb. It was an extremely unfortunate situation to be sent into, and my grandmother feared the loss of her 2 sons. We stand here today to defend life, not to take it. We stand here today with Officer Christopher Schurr. Thank you.
Hi, folks. My name is Adam DeAngeli, member of the founder of the organization, the Coalition to Rescue Michigan. I want to first of all say that Christopher Schurr is an innocent man, and that the video evidence proves it. There should be nothing further to be done here. And the fact that he has been dragged through this trial is in itself a terrible crime. Because the evidence shows on video that after a confrontation that proceeded for a period of at least 4 minutes, Patrick Lyoya disobeyed every single command the officer gave him, from stay inside the vehicle to stop resisting, to the point where he was engaged in a hand-to-hand battle for control of the officer's taser, which in unlawful hands is a deadly weapon. A weapon that can be used to disable the police officer or anybody else. And in fact, on the video, the undisputed evidence shows that at the moment the officer used his firearm in self-defense, he was fighting on the ground, hand-to-hand, for control of his taser. That is a question of law, whether or not that's self-defense. The facts are not disputed. The district judge, Judge Ayub, even said in his decision, his terrible decision, but he admitted, he conceded the fact that there is no disputation of facts here. A jury is supposed to be the finder of fact, not the decider of law. That's supposed to be the judge's job. The Michigan Supreme Court has failed Officer Schurr. The Michigan Court of Appeals failed Officer Schurr. And this judge failed Officer Schurr. And every police officer in Michigan will pay the price for this. Because every single police officer has to fear that using his own weapon in self-defense, which is, by the way, a fear that police officers, more than the average person has to have because of the nature of their job, that they might be the next Officer Schurr. That they might be the next person to have their life destroyed. That is a public safety concern for every single person in Michigan. So I want to applaud Representative Jim DeSana for introducing his legislation to, first off, expand the rights of those exercising their lawful use of self-defense by protecting them from civil penalties. And I understand a criminal bill is on the way as well, because they're also suing Christopher Schurr for $100 million. Yes, $100 million. We can only pray that the jury reaches the right outcome in this case. And even if they do, the officer's life has been devastated. That is a terrible thing. So I want to salute Representative DeSana, and frankly, everyone here who has had the courage to come out and stand for truth and to stand for justice. Because this man needs our help. What's happened to him is a crime. We should stand with him, stand for the right for the lawful use of self-defense, and every day pray the jury reaches the right outcome in this case. Because frankly, it shouldn't have come to them in the first place. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. I would just reiterate, my concern is for every police officer in the state of Michigan. When I took my CPL class, they tell you what to do when you're dealing with a violent threat, when your life is threatened. And a question was asked whether you shoot to wing somebody. And this class was offered by 2 police officers. And both of them said, no, you shoot to the center of mass, you eliminate the threat. So this is a very unfortunate situation where a person didn't comply with an officer's orders over and over and over and chose to engage the officer violently and then to take his taser. This is not the result that any of us would want for a human being. But one's own life and the society we live in requires the ability for us to defend ourselves, sometimes in this type of fashion. And this officer does not deserve what is happening to him today. And we are all here to stand with him and to get the whole state of Michigan to stand with this officer and stand with our law enforcement, that this is not right, that a police officer who is defending us and defending himself should be brought into a court of law for only acting in self-defense. Thank you.
Justice for Schurr. Let's say it. Justice for Schurr. Can I get a justice? Justice for Schurr. Justice for Schurr. Justice for Schurr. Justice for Schurr. Thank you.